Hi, everybody. It is Thursday evening. You don't have to check your calendar. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz. We're going to do Region Weather Live tonight to talk about what's going to go on this weekend. We've got a pretty decent storm system that's going to come in. We talked about it last night in terms of that warmth coming in, thunderstorm chance, even in the forecasts, and then we go back to some snow. It's that Monday system that we're going to continue to keep an eye on. And then if you saw the post earlier today, GFS spitting out 20 to 30 inches of snow late next week. So we're going to put the what you need to know on that. And I'll actually show you how things have changed over the last couple model runs as expected, right? We'll talk about that and we'll get you through not just the weekend, but beyond next week in this special edition. I also need your help with something in this special edition of Region Weather Live. And welcome into our Thursday evening edition of Region Weather Live. I'm your Region Weather meteorologist, Matt Wintz. Nice to meet you. If you haven't been here before, I want to say hi to Jackie. Amy says no more snow off the dot. And Dan says Matt is the man. I appreciate that. There are better men than me. Trust me, Dan. Couple things. I want to thank our sponsors, as always, Tiger Plumbing and Griegers. Both of them well known. You've heard about them if you followed Region Weather long enough. Tiger Plumbing offering $30 off to Region Weather listeners for new sump pump or replacement sump pump. Just reach out to them at tigerplumbing.net. Let them know we sent you. And Griegers, I was just on their website. They've got too many specials to name, but the new Wagoneer, if you have not seen it, that is a really good looking vehicle. So we'll see down the road if we switch to that. We've got a Cherokee right now, but that's a really nice car. I was looking at pictures, so that's why I might be a little bit late compared to what I told some of you direct messaging earlier. Okay, I have a question for you guys, and this is for those of you that have kids. We have a 6, 3, and 1-year-old in the house. For those of you with kids, how many times do they come downstairs after you put them to bed? Because I just got home from work and I've already seen my son 3 times after my wife put him to bed, and it's always something different. So if you have any best practices with that, I could really use your help on that. My wife could too. So that's another subject. I know a lot of you not tuning in for that, but I could appreciate some parental advice on what to do with that. It's always something. Just go to bed. All right, a couple things I want to start with. So this weekend, obviously, we have cold front coming in. Out ahead of it, we get that surge of warmth, right? I'm still not changing my numbers for this weekend. I think we're going to hit around 68 degrees or so on Saturday. It's going to be really, really nice. It's also going to be windy. And we talked about that storm threat. The Storm Prediction Center is now able, it's within the realm of possibility that they can now predict where they think the strongest storms are going to be. We highlighted the fact there was going to be some severe weather with us. So you see where the bullseye is. This is for Saturday through Saturday night, what they're expecting. The light green shaded area that we're in here in the region, that's for general thunderstorms. I totally agree with that. I think we are going to hear some thunder Saturday night. The darker green, that's marginal risk. And then your yellow is a slight risk. A lot of you have seen this map. If you're a weather junkie, you get it. That's where we're going to see the severe weather. Why do I show this? Because this is going to be the trend on Saturday. We're going to have a line of storms that develops off towards the west where the area low pressure is on Saturday. And those storms will likely be severe. Could have a tornado or two with this. There's quite a bit of shear present within this, but this is back in Iowa. So a lot of you are going to see your radar or, you're going to check your weather app, whatever it is on Saturday, and you're going to see severe weather in Iowa and areas of northern Missouri. Don't freak out, right? Because most of that is going to stay there. Okay. That's where the threat is as these storms push eastward Saturday night into early Sunday morning. That's when they're going to hit here. I am not anticipating severe weather. I said that yesterday. I don't think this is a big, robust severe weather event for us. We're getting into spring, so we have to start monitoring these. But the timing on this, everything's going to move through at night. There's not a lot of instability with this. So let's look at the maps. I'll show you what I mean by that. And in terms of the setup for this, so tonight it's still cold, right? Tomorrow's kind of our recovery day. We'll bounce back into the 40s. And by tomorrow evening, we're going to develop a southeast wind. All these lines you see on here, those are isobars, lines of equal pressure. When there's a lot of them together, that means it's windy. And it also tells you what direction your wind's coming from. When you see a lot of them attached to a circle, like we have developing back in here, that's a strong area of low pressure. And that's your gradient between high and low pressure that you see. So what you see here is a strong southwest wind will develop. It'll start southeast Friday afternoon. By Saturday morning, it's full on southwest. That's going to pump in air, if you draw that line, all the way down into Mexico. So this is Mexico, like Riviera air from the Yucatan that's coming all the way up into northwest Indiana. I think we're easily going to hit mid 60s. I think 70 is certainly a possibility on Saturday. It depends on if we get sun peaks or not. And I do think we'll get a couple peaks of sun before the clouds build in throughout the day. So the winds continue to develop. Here's your severe threat back in Iowa. Timing on this, what we're looking at right now is, oh gosh, this is like early afternoon. All right. So we're talking early afternoon, line of storms develop. This will likely have some tornado warnings with it, areas of Iowa and eastern Kansas. There's heavy snow. There's literally snowstorm miles from that. So they could have tornadoes, and then they could have the snowstorm right behind it within, oh gosh, an hour drive within each other, right? Pretty dynamic storm system. This is spring, everybody, right? As we go through time, we're still dry. So we're dry much of the day Saturday. Saturday evening, here we are. This is now 8 o'clock at night. We're starting to flirt with some shower chances, which I could see. It doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of rain at all during the day on Saturday, okay? So keep that in mind. By the way, I've seen some of your comments come in on the kids stuff, so I'm going to go back through this and I'll read your comments. Promise. They will not go unmissed, so I appreciate that. But as we get into Saturday night, we're dealing with some showers. So if you have Saturday night plans, still warm, still windy all the way through evening. If you're going out for dinner, whatever happens to be warm and windy, we'll start to flirt with some shower chances. They'd be very quick passing showers. They'd be very fast moving through the area, right? Kind of the precursor to the front. So when does this front go by? Most of the models agreeing early Sunday morning. So it's when most of us are sleeping. And you notice this stout boundary that comes through. Look at this line. I mean, this is something that I used to draw on like high school term papers and stuff. You have the low pressure up here. You've got the snowstorm in Minnesota, cold air wrapping back in behind it. Here's your frontal boundary. You can see the storms that'll kick off. They don't look too impressive. It'll likely be a skinny little squall line that moves through, but they could pack a punch with some wind. I think if we have any threat from any of these heavier showers that come through with the frontal boundary, again, they may have some thunder with them. Can't rule that out, but I think they're going to pack some wind with it. And the reason why, we've got such a change of air mass over a small space. So this looks to go by, again, this is the NAM-NEST, and that's saying anywhere between about 5 and 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. So that'll go by. We'll stay probably in the 60s all Saturday night, maybe upper 50s. It's going to be really mild. And then once this front goes through Sunday morning, if you're up early enough, you're going to experience the warmth. But boy, by 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, that temperature is going to start to tumble. It's going to be windy. The wind will be out in the northwest. And it's that cold air that moves in that's going to set the stage for our next system on Monday, which we'll talk about in just a second. I want to show you the temperature profile with this because it's really very interesting. We've got the cold air. This is winter. Here's spring down to the south. The battle's in between with the frontal boundary. This is tomorrow. I think we make a run into the 40s. Should be a pleasant afternoon. Doesn't look too bad, but we can do better than that. Here's your surge of warmth. This is Saturday. All the models keeping us in the 60s right now. I've seen a couple 70s on the model spreads. They tend to underdo temps when you have such a warm air advection process like we have on Saturday. That's why I think we could make a run at 70 if we get some sunshine. I think that'll really help, which we could see with this. But you can see how we stay warm, upper 60s, near 70 degrees. We stay in the 50s to near 60 at night. And then watch this temperature change. So this is 3, 4 a.m. This is 5 a.m. on Sunday. We're in the 50s still. And then we go just a couple hours later, we're back into the 40s, eventually have eyes on the 30s by the afternoon. So temps are going to tumble Sunday. Keep that in mind. It does look like we'll be dry for most of the day. Once we get that line out of here early morning, we should go dry as we get into the afternoon. So Sunday doesn't look bad weather-wise. It's just the fact it's going to be windy and turning colder, okay? All right, so let's get into some of the maps here to show you how this system kind of evolves. And I'm going to get into that post that we had earlier with the GFS. The GFS, if you missed it, was cranking out. This was the morning model run. Is cranking out 20 to 35 inches in the next 15 days. That's not all one system, but that's from a lot of that's from one storm system. And we'll talk about that and how it's changed, right? I said not so fast. That's what Leo Corso always says. So we went that route. All right, so here we go. So we got the cold air, if you remember with me, settling in on Sunday, right? Cold air is moving into northwest Indiana. So we're going to stay cold through Sunday evening. That cold air is what sets the stage for our Monday storm system. How does Monday storm system evolve? Cold air in place. We have another wave of low pressure moving up along that same frontal boundary that went by because it doesn't quite clear down towards the south. And that moisture gets thrown into our cold air. And that's where things get a little complicated here. So the latest model runs have slowed this. Remember last night, we were thinking Sunday night into Monday during the day, we'd have the snow around. This is the latest model run, and most of them agree on this. It's a little bit slower of a transition with this chunk of moisture out of the Gulf. So here we go. This is late Sunday night. Nothing doing Sunday night. Here's Monday morning. This is the Euro run. It brings some decent precip in here fast, and it looks like mainly rain at the onset. You can see the heavy snow off towards the north. The Euro run is a little bit further north, all right, than the GFS run. The GFS has the colder air going further south. The Euro has the cold air battle right over here. So we've got a mix of rain and snow, wet, heavy snow at times, rain at other times. And again, this is going to change. I'm telling you what the models are saying now. This is still going to fluctuate back and forth. I don't like the way any of these models look. A lot of times as a meteorologist with experience, a lot of us know what a storm system looks like on models and what it needs to look like. And the models don't always handle these storms well. So I don't like the look of this. I don't think it's right yet. So we'll see how it evolves. Again, this is the closest guess as to what's going to happen right now, though, because this is the latest information we all have, right? So we've got the rain moving in. It's mixing with heavy, wet snow during the day Monday. You can notice how they have kind of a wave that goes over towards Ohio. Things kind of back off Monday afternoon. And then Monday evening, we get this secondary wave. It's kind of like some lagging moisture, like a little separate low pressure that would bring a general snow through here Monday night and Tuesday. All that being said, we're going to get a couple inches out of this as it looks right now. But then that'll eventually move out and, system's gone. We deal towards late next week. I want to show you the GFS. And I want to show you the run. I'll show you the run from this morning that we were talking about. But the GFS is further south with the passage of this. So here's your Sunday system. That goes by. And then we deal with the moisture coming in. But it has the colder air sinking further south. So what that does is keep us at all snow here. So here comes our moisture in here. Well, that keeps a little bit of rain in here early. Here's your snow chance right here. So Monday afternoon, Monday evening, you notice the GFS has a much stronger second low, whereas that first low isn't really that strong. It doesn't do much. So that would bring more appreciable snow to Northwest Indiana Monday night, Tuesday, versus a Monday through Tuesday kind of setup, right? So you can see how they're kind of disconnected. There's not really continuity between the two models. That being said, it's too early to call. We can't call this storm system at all. It's too early anyway, right? If it were saying 15 inches on Monday, I still wouldn't buy it. And I would not, take that to the bank for any reason. So that moves on out. So what's one to think? We've got storm system Sunday. It's guaranteed we're going to have that strong cold front move through in the morning. We'll be warm. We'll have temperatures dropping Sunday. Confidence in that sky high, right? Confidence in Saturday's temperatures reaching near 70 degrees. Yeah, I think we look pretty good. Get outside and enjoy it. Confidence in Monday's storm system, right? This first one has to head by. Monday's storm system confidence, not too high. We're going to have some kind of precip coming our way. The chances there that we're going to have some kind of rain-snow mix that likely changes over to snow as colder air settles in. That's what I would think right now. And the chances there for several inches of accumulating snow. And the time frame on that, again, needs to be tightened up, and it will with later model runs. But as of right now, it looks like any time from Monday, probably 10 a.m., through Tuesday as of right now. I know that's a wide window, but hey, it's only Thursday. We've got some time on this. But any time in there, we could see some wet, heavy accumulation. And by heavy, I mean weight. I don't mean big totals out of this. So let's look at, what do I want to show you next? Let me show you the amount of snow that the models are spitting out right now from this. GFS, I mentioned, was a little bit further south. So these are the GFS's numbers on that Monday, Tuesday system. And you can see not much for the region. Newton, Jasper County down towards Rensselaer, maybe 2 to 4 with this, says the GFS. Let me show you the Euro run. And I'm actually going to go, it's going to spit out the 18Z, which doesn't get there. So we're going to fast forward just a little bit here. And there's your Euro run, which has, that's a better snow. That's anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of wet snow, says the Euro. And again, that's from the 2 waves on the Euro. The GEM, the Canadian model, is not nearly as impressive. It has like 1 to 2 inches of the whole thing, and then it's out of here. All right. So one of the trends as we go through time is that we're going to turn much colder after this, right? This weekend's warm-up is going to be very temporary. and then we're going to get colder, and we're going to stay on the colder side of things as it looks right now for probably 7 to 10 days after this weekend. So that would take us cold all the way through next weekend. So please enjoy this weekend. Middle half of March doesn't look very warm as of right now. Hopefully we'll have paybacks end of March. Things will kind of balance out. But as of right now, it looks cold. All right, I want to show you that mega storm system that the GFS was showing this morning. I have to go back to that run though, which is way back here. I don't know if this is 0Z or the 6Z. I think it was this one. So the GFS, and I'm not ruling this out, it's picking up on something, all right, long range. I'm not talking early next week, I'm talking late next week, into the next week. But it does look pretty stormy around here. So here's this morning's run of that storm system that goes by, right? Looks good. And then watch this. Watch what happens. This is now next Friday, so this is over a week away. It brings in a low pressure down to the south, a cold front in from the north with an Arctic shot. That looks likely. All the models are picking up on this hit of cold air late next week. I mean, that's almost something we can, I don't want to guarantee at this point, but confidence in that's pretty high. What happens with the storm systems? That's not very high, right? So look at the storm system that it rakes up. We have snow that moves in here Friday. We have an area of low pressure, which is like almost blizzard-like, that brings this huge snow through here Friday, Saturday, into Sunday with some lake effect. Cold air diving all the way down to the Gulf Coast. I mean, that is an impressive storm system, says the GFS. So I'm going to pause it right here. Here's where our storm is. I'm going to go to the next run. This is our afternoon run that came in. Watch the difference between this morning's run of the GFS and the afternoon run. All right. That's a different storm system, right? Doesn't that look totally different? Areas like Atlanta, Birmingham, Charleston, South Carolina now have no rain magically, whereas in the previous run, just 6 hours ago, it had like flooding rains and severe weather. There's still a system here. It still has real cold air behind it, but it's not nearly the snow that was painted by this morning's model run. And you could see, I mean, that's a decent storm. As a meteorologist, this doesn't look right. I can't say I've ever seen a storm that kind of looks like this, where you have a low pressure, there's nothing on the front end, it's just on the back end. So kind of interesting. And then watch what happened with this evening's run. The system looks even different. It's further off towards the east. So that's what happens. Meteorologists, and you guys probably don't see this very often, the change in the model runs, right? And how they change. We just talk about it. Oh, it shifted north, it shifted south. But this is the kind of change we deal with, especially 7 to 10 days out, where you get these wild fluctuations. That's why if you're, surfing the web and someone talks about a big snowstorm or something like that, you need to notice where you're getting information from. And you also need to see the amount of time that the storm system forecasted out. So, if we're seeing a blizzard a week and a half from now, it's still a week and a half from now. So just keep that in mind whenever you're looking over stuff. And it also gives you kind of insight into how our job is and how models can change. They don't change a lot on the near term, but as you get further out, systems certainly look different. Bottom line, what are we to take away? I always like to do takeaways. The takeaway for late next week is that we're going to have a cold shot of air, likely not this weekend, but the next weekend. I'm talking probably 20s for highs, maybe teens. It's really hard to get that cold this time of year, but we're going to have a cold shot of air. It'll probably come with some kind of storm system that'll probably end up with some snow over us by the time it's all said and done. And we'll probably have lake effect with it as well. So that is kind of looking forward in the long range. So I hope that helps. That's a pretty far insight in terms of the forecast. All right. So we'll answer your questions now. So if you have any questions, go ahead, type them in. Appreciate all those of you joining us on our YouTube channel as well. You can sign up for alerts on that and on our Facebook page. Whenever we go live, you get an alert. You can pop us on the TV. I love watching, some stuff on YouTube on our TV, and boy, you can just stream us anywhere now, which is really cool. All right, so we'll answer your questions, then we'll get you on your way if that's okay. So Jose asks, how does it look Monday morning on my way to work at 5 a.m. to Chicago? Jose, as of right now, I think that system will be pushing in on Sunday night, Monday. So we're either going to have a rain snow mix or some snow falling. How heavy it's going to be is really kind of up in the air right now. It depends on how that wave kind of evolves in here. But I do think we're going to have precip falling on your drive to work. So that's going to be a time frame we'll need to keep an eye on. Renee asks, is this going to happen next weekend? Renee, we have no confidence in what's going to happen next weekend. the models that I'm showing you are for next weekend. The cold air looks to happen next weekend. It does look like we get a shot of cold air, but what kind of storm system spins up on the front end of that, it's still way too early to tell. But potential's there for some kind of snow around here for sure. Yeah, Rachel gets it. Enjoy this weekend while you can. Rachel, you're absolutely right. Yeah, we need to really enjoy Saturday as much as we can. It's going to be a little teaser. Caitlin's going to be driving from Elgin to Valpo about 2 o'clock on Sunday, snow or rain. Oh, you'll be fine, Caitlin. 2 p.m. Sunday, the front will have gone through. Temperatures will be coming down and it'll be windy, but your drive from Elgin to Valpo the wind is going to be blowing you there. So you're going to save on gas mileage on Sunday. And I don't think we'll have any precip around on Sunday afternoon. So the front goes by, it just turns colder throughout the day and windier. So temps coming down, windy, but you should be dry on Sunday driving. Abigail, thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining us. Oh, look at this. We have a connection. Caitlin says, hi, Rachel. Rachel says, hi, Caitlin. Long time no see. Can you guys take it elsewhere? No, I'm totally joking. We're all about connections here, right? Big family here at Region Weather. Anne, thanks for joining us on the YouTube channel. Appreciate that. She says, looking forward to Saturday's temp. Let's not think of late next week. Yeah, right. I totally agree. Let's focus on Saturday, right? Please make plans to get outside and enjoy it. It's been a while since we've had that warmth. We're going to have a little humidity as well. I mean, it's not going to be humid, but there's going to be some moisture content. It's going to feel very spring-like for sure. Joe's getting his first fishing day of the year in on Saturday. Good for you, Joe. Should be good, especially if we get a little rain, a little quick shower. Fish love that, right? Oh, Caitlin says they're teachers together. Okay, all right. That's fine then. That's fine. Hi, Deborah. Thanks for joining us. Sounds like we better go outside this weekend and enjoy it. Yeah, don't put the snowblower away yet. Yeah, we're still due for some snow. Brandon says, someone say snow. Sorry, Brandon. Jose, the snow on Monday, you said? So how fast would the snow on Monday melt? Not too quickly, to be honest with you, because we're going to have, as of right now, I think it looks like we have like some 40s in the forecast after this goes by, but we don't have any big warm-ups. It is going to be a wet snow likely. So because of that, a lot of that kind of melts on its own. The water content kind of squishes down. We tend to, with wet snows, not get those real high snowfall totals that we do with the fluffy snow, like the lake effect snow. So, but we don't have a lot of melting that's going on. Let me go to the Euro real quick. I'll show you temps through the long range. It's not that I don't trust the GFS. It's just I don't trust the GFS. So we'll go to the Euro. Sometimes it's on. Boy, I mean, it's hit a couple storm systems pretty well, but I just don't trust it. Temperature-wise, I don't trust it. The Euro. There's Saturday. That's your warm. See, there's a 70 on here on Saturday. Here's your cold air on Sunday. I've got the wrong run. I need to go to 12Z real quick. That way we can go a little further in time. 12Z goes out 240 hours, which is nice. 18Z only goes out 90. All right, so here's your Monday snow. So there's your 30s. Tuesday, we're still in the 30s. And then, yeah, here's what I'm talking about. So Tuesday, we have 30s near 40. So we'll melt some of it off. I don't really see big totals coming out of that Monday storm system. We may see at most 3 to 6. That's just my gut feeling right now. And that would be most. It may end up being a 1 to 3 incher. It just depends on how those waves interact with our cold air. It really does. But you notice how the cold kind of sticks around. Yeah, there's a little bump. That's a bump out ahead of our Arctic front. And look at this. Look at this system next weekend. 60s to the east, teens and single digits to the west. That is a punch of cold air. And that's got to spin up some kind of storm system for sure. Shayna's taking the kids to the park on Saturday. Yes, they are. They nap so nice when you take them to the park. Hi, Tracy and Nick and Gracie and Lola. Hi, thanks for joining us, guys. And Alice, I think I already answered your question. Best guess for snow accumulation Monday, Tuesday. The range can be really off for sure. The range could be so far off with this. Again, I would say several inches are possible right now. I can't put a number on it because it's going to change. We'll have a pretty good idea probably Saturday night. Sunday, we should have a pretty good idea on Sunday what's going to happen Monday for sure. Robert says, can't send stars. Robert, you don't have to send stars. Facebook puts those comments on there because they want to make some money off it too. I am so grateful for those of you that have sent stars. You don't ever have to do that. That's Facebook's way of kind of playing around with YouTube, because YouTube creators that put out good content. YouTube pays them based on advertisement, stuff like that. Facebook doesn't do that, so they try to do the stars thing. Don't ever think you have to do that, you guys. I appreciate it, trust me, so much, and I use it for diaper money, I promise, but you don't ever have to do that. So Robert, buy a cup of coffee tomorrow, all right? I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Danielle, not the birthday news she was hoping for. I'm sorry, Danielle. Stephen, you should always stock up on toilet paper, especially if you have any daughters. Jose, you're welcome, buddy. Alyssa, you're welcome as well. Brandon, that's just awesome. I really appreciate that. I love the feedback. Thank you. If there's anything you guys want to see that you're not getting, I feel like we cover everything that I want to talk about. But if there's something you guys ever want to see in these, just feel free to let me know. This is your show, not mine. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you go on this evening. Have a great Thursday night. I hope that information helps. If you missed any of this, if you're just joining in, you can go back. I'll post it on the Facebook page. You can go back. You can rewind. It's a lot easier, right? You can find the information you want. And again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate our sponsors. And have a good night. We'll keep you updated as we go throughout the next couple of days. And we'll have obviously some posts on that Monday system. But the big thing you need to take away right now is make some plans outside on Saturday. How nice is that going to be? All right. Enjoy.